The crypto market dipped late last night as World War III tensions rose and Israel attacked Iran's nuclear sites and military leadership, and the Middle East braces now for further escalation.
Israel has carried out unprecedented strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities and military leadership. Where things go next could reshape the region.
Oil prices are now surging as stocks are dropping.
Oil prices surged after the Israeli action.
How will this affect crypto? And if you hold Bitcoin, very important you watch today's whole video because this is major what's happening.
For years, people have speculated that Israel could strike Iran's nuclear facilities. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel had no choice but to act preemptively, warning Iran was close to developing nuclear weapons.
Keep in mind, Altcoin Daily's mission is always to cover how the news affects crypto. So although there's bigger forces at play, and we're not a political channel, let's be very real on how this affects you as a crypto holder. I do have major altcoin news to share with you, but just so everybody's on the same page on what exactly just happened, let's react to the 60-second explanation.
The timing of the strike shows an apparent willingness by Israel to use force without American participation. Soon after the attack occurred, Secretary of State Marco Rubio put out a statement saying the U.S. had not been involved in Israel's operation, while warning Iran not to retaliate against American interests or personnel. Iran has always stated that its nuclear program is peaceful and has sworn retaliation on Israel and possibly against U.S. assets in the Middle East. Israel declared a state of emergency in expectation of an Iranian response, intercepting Iranian drones. The escalation of tensions has thrown into doubt the talks that the Trump administration has been pushing for with Iran to curtail Tehran's nuclear enrichment program. With further Iranian retaliation probable, however much the U.S. distances from Israel's strikes, Trump may find himself sucked into an escalating conflict in the Middle East.
So without choosing sides, because that's not what this channel does, we talk about crypto, but without choosing sides, what this means to markets is just chaos. Uncertainty, and markets tend to hate uncertainty. Bad news, they can sort of price in. Great news, they can of course price in. But when there's unknown in the short-term future, markets don't like this. So it makes sense to me why altcoins dropped, although some are recovering nicely today. But why did Bitcoin drop? Bitcoin, like gold, is sort of seen as risk off, meaning when you're not investing in risk assets, when the market is risk off, money tends to flow to investments that are seen as safer, like gold, like Bitcoin, even though a few % drop with Bitcoin is actually not bad at all. Bitcoin, this wasn't even a crash, it was just a minor dip. But that's how decentralized and global the crypto market is. Israel is bombing Iran, and the stock market is closed. Wall Street has to wait 12 hours to react. Insane that stocks don't trade 24/7 in 2025, but Bitcoin and crypto are the only assets on earth that you can market sell on a Thursday night. You can also fat finger market buy on a Saturday morning.
The insane beauty of the Bitcoin network is it is the world's greatest free market, maybe the greatest free market of anything. I mean, I wonder, is there any product in the world that is traded globally 24/7, 365 in multi-billion dollar components where everything is connected to everything all the time? You can't short Manhattan real estate. You can't short gold. You can't trade iPhones. Like you can't panic sell 1 billion iPhones on Saturday night because you think Apple's going under, and you can't, roaring kitty buy 10 million iPhones on Sunday morning. And so I don't know that there's another free market.
So that is the double-edged sword, the beauty of Bitcoin. So that's why we were able to dump in the short term. Volatility for Bitcoin goes in both directions. But let me share with you some perspective. That's why you subscribe to Altcoin Daily. And I actually sent this to one of my friends who invests in crypto. Do you remember when Iran launched missiles against Israel in 2024 and Bitcoin dropped 9%? No, neither do I, but it happened. I pulled this tweet from crypto analyst Invest Answers. Again, this was a year ago, April 13th, 2024. Iran launches 50 drones at Israel, confirms press reports. Bitcoin dipped 9% all the way down to $62,000 per coin. We can look at the Bitcoin chart and scroll all the way back to April of 2024. And it was somewhere around here. Because Bitcoin dipped at that time, did that invalidate the fundamental value? No. It actually was a great buying opportunity because it was good in a sense to think about. Bitcoin dipped not because of the value of the underlying asset, but because of macro things that individuals have no control over. And of course, the price got bought up in the coming months. So think about it. COVID didn't stop Bitcoin. Russia-Ukraine didn't stop Bitcoin. Gary Gensler didn't stop Bitcoin. Israel-Gaza didn't stop Bitcoin. Israel-Iran won't stop Bitcoin. Enjoy the pullback, accumulate. We saw all these same headlines, Israel-Iran war fears, over a year ago in April. So if somebody comes to you in these next few weeks and shows you this and says, hey, Bitcoin dipped, I guess it's not a store of value. I guess it's not a hedge. Send him or her this and explain, we could bounce around 10% dips, 15% dips, and pumps. And that's very normal for Bitcoin. As for altcoins, when will they recover? To me, this is worse for altcoins, or just prolongs altcoin season. Now, the good news is inflation has come down lower than expected, meaning inflation is coming lower. That signals that the Federal Reserve may want to cut.
So there has been nothing passed on. There has been no tariff recession. So no inflation, no recession due to tariffs.
That would be a macroeconomic shift. That would be great for altcoins. Yet, with oil prices surging now, that would give Jerome Powell another reason just to not do anything for a while. When the macroeconomic winds shift to risk on, or really just before that, that's the time altcoins will really pop. And we're seeing headlines like this pop now. SharpLink buys almost $500 million in Ethereum, becomes the largest public ETH holder. So they are being dubbed the MicroStrategy of Ethereum. And sports betting platform SharpLink Gaming has acquired 176,000 plus Ethereum for $463 million, becoming the world's largest publicly traded holder of ETH. And what are they doing with this ETH? They're staking this ETH. And this is interesting because you can't stake Bitcoin. But this company said over 95% of its ETH is now deployed in staking and liquid staking platforms, earning yield while contributing to Ethereum's network security, meaning even if Ethereum, for another 6 to 8 months the rest of the year, even if Ethereum sort of trends lower and just chops around, they're earning more ETH. They will have more Ethereum at the end of the year because they're staking it. And check this out. XRP could capture 14% of Swift's global volume, says Ripple CEO. And while, of course, that's the goal, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has been saying this for years, so for me, that's not the headline to me. But this was at a Singapore conference, XRP Apex 2025. And what was interesting, what is making headlines, is Ripple CEO saying, if I buy a meme coin, I'd buy ATM XRP meme.
If I did buy one, I'd buy the all the money XRP meme coin.
There you go.
Wow.
Well, now you have to.
Now I have to.
Okay, so you have a homework assignment. Sorry. Oh, the meme.
Yes.
Memes. So I think the "this is fine" meme
By the way,
resonates.
I feel like 25 people in the audience just went online. They're buying all the money.
Oh, no.
Don't do it. Let me get in first. Just kidding.
What is happening? Okay.
We've lost control.
Really putting the world on notice that the XRP ledger, like Ethereum, like Solana, like Cardano, like Polkadot, like dApp platforms, have memes. Now, of course, some other people are saying this was planned. He's trying to stimulate the ecosystem. He wanted to initiate FOMO. Other people are saying he's just having a great time. He feels good now that things are going XRP's way from a US regulatory standpoint. You let me know what you think down below. Anybody that wants to win up to $12,000 just for trading, like you're doing anyway, check out our BitUnex trading competition down below. Only a few days left to enter. And like always, I'll see you tomorrow.